I wanted to talk about the Halo TV show that came out today. I didn't know anything about it.
What platform?
Paramount Plus. You've all got that, right?
No.
Paramount Plus.
Is that one of the sponsors?
No. I'm just saying it's a streaming
Kyle
service.
Always has these. Like,
I actually went
I'm
recently.
watching a new show. It's on AMC.
It's on
Plus.
Voodoo.
It's on Peacock Network.
I have
Kyle's
Voodoo.
got them all.
Yeah, I've got a lot of them. And this one's on Paramount Plus, which I have because Paramount Plus is where I get my Star Trek. And it is. I didn't know it existed. First of all,
This is the Halo series.
The Halo series. One episode is out. It is 1 hour long. I'm not going to heavily spoil it, so don't run for the hills or anything. But I'm going to mention some like interesting points that are going to sell you on it. So this thing starts out, and they are changing the story a little bit, but they're keeping some of the real important notes.
Is this the one that cost $10 million an episode to make?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it.
Continue. I heard something like that. Okay, go. $10 million an episode.
It looks good. So they are focusing early on, clearly on. So the purpose of the Spartan program, the program that created Master Chief, was to quell the uprising of all of the colonies that the UNSC has. These guys weren't like alien killers. That's why they were there and ready to fight the Covenant when the Covenant showed up. We already had super soldiers built to quell these rebellions and uprisings because the UNSC wants all the planets under their control. So if they need deuterium, then we own this planet. That's not your deuterium. That's ours. It's very much kind of you can't get behind it 100%. Like they're kind of the bad guys a little bit in this thing, and that's always been part of the Halo lore. But that was in the past, right? Master Chief is sort of he's the last Spartan left when you pick up with Master Chief's story in the video games. Well, this picks up at a different point, and we get to see right off the bat, like when you start. What'll really throw me off is if there's a lot of build up and like exposition, scrolling text, and right away there's a group of multi-ethnic teenagers who are like the kids of the rebellion on a rebellion planet, and they're going off to the woods to do drugs. And I'm like, my arms are crossed and I'm huffing and puffing already because I'm waiting on the big fat black one with the purple hair to tell me my business or something. And that's when the Covenant shows up, and this show becomes so bloody and gory and child murdery that I'm clapping. Because like
the Covenant, that's all the
alien
aliens.
Race.
How do the aliens look? Do they look cool?
They look excellent. I would say like an 8 out of 10 on the CGI alien scale.
So at this point, you're rooting for the Covenant.
If they have the coolest aliens.
I was rooting for those kids to die, and they did. And don't worry, that's not too bad of a spoiler. This is 5 minutes into the show. These were not important kids. Like, and I'm not talking about like, how sometimes a kid gets shot and they're like, the camera cuts away and there's like a bloodless body. Children's legs fly off, blood's everywhere. They try to crawl away, but here comes the double tap to make them explode. And they're on the way to the settlement where all the rebels are. You get some real cool CGI. They stay true to the video game with all the sound effects. So when body armor, when the shield drops and it goes dan 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 dan, and then you hide and it goes that whole like sound effect sequence, the way the vehicles all sound, the way the guns sound, all that is like 100% not just true to the game, but they just pulled the sound files and used them. And so like fans of the series are going to love all that. I think that I can't remember I think one of the Spartans is using the voice of one of the characters from the video game. I'm sure there's a lot of like nitpicky stuff like that where they tried to weave some game stuff in that I didn't even pick up on because I'm not like a super Halo expert. But I thought it was excellent. I don't want to like spoil the story at all, but Master Chief is like right in the middle of the story. So is the lady who ran the Spartan program. And they're at a point in the war where they've been like butting heads with the Covenant a little bit, but it's not even like common knowledge what the Covenant are yet. Like it's not, the war hasn't really popped off yet. Reach hasn't fallen yet, the planet Reach. And that's where they may be like buggering a little bit with the timeline. And as long as you don't make Master Chief like a pussy or anything, as long as like a pink haired like Spartan lady doesn't show up and like she's better than Master Chief suddenly somehow. I will say this isn't I mean in the thumbnail or the cover art, Master Chief's helmet is off and by his side, so like he's gonna take that helmet off, just so you know.
Did you see the actor in the cover art?
And I liked it. You don't see the actor in the cover art?
Face? No, you see the face. I saw the dude's face.
Okay, you see it in the show. And,
yeah.
And I was sitting there waiting when he took it out, and I was like, all right, that works.
I just saw the guy's face on Twitter, just looking it up. He kind of looks like how I would imagine Master Chief, very soldier looking guy.
Yeah,
I really like his head. The heads up display is super cool. I did like this one part where he looks at this little girl and the head goes non-combatant female, and I wanted to be like, did Master Chief just assume her gender? did
no, his computer did.
I want like do we need to like have a whole movement that his like AI system is like assuming her gender there, because I'm not.
You
sure.
Get that one started. I'll jump.
I literally it's $4.99 to get Paramount Plus right now. I just opened it up on my Apple TV, and it's like the first thing. Like they got to be paying some cash right now, because I opened the app,
mm-hmm.
and that's what came up.
Yep.
Like Master Chief, $4.99 a month, cancel anytime.
Bay.
Yeah, so it's just one episode that Paramount does.
Oh, Pirate Bay. Yeah.
I think most of the stuff on Paramount does that stuff where get an episode a week. I watch. I think that's. I don't know what else I watch there. Definitely Star Trek. Although I've quit Star Trek Picard. I refuse to watch season 2. So I'm probably going to cancel Paramount after I finish this Halo thing. I do that with a lot of those like streaming services. Like I'll have them long enough to like watch my show and then get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. The special effects are excellent. The way the shield works, like the gunfights and stuff.
Is the acting good?
I mean, there hasn't. Most of the conversations have been between like, the acting like back at home base, like between like the military and the scientists who are like part of the Spartan program and like running the military government stuff. Yeah, it's excellent. They're very good actors. Like you'll recognize some of them. They're like professional actors that you've seen in stuff before.
You're digging it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I don't know anything about the Halo.
I'm gonna check it out for sure.
There's other Spartans. Master Chief is like part of like a 4-man team. So you've got like a female one, like a sniper guy, and like a big guy. Who sounds black. It sounds like a voice actor that I just can't put my finger on it. But those 3 characters are cool. There's some like cool like lines. I wish I could remember one of them, but there was just a part where she's the lady who runs the Spartan program. Oh, I don't want to spoil this. So yeah, check it out. I promise you'll like it. When those plasma rifles that the Covenant have, like the like the one that shoot the blue balls, they're so shitty when you're actually playing the game, because you're always shooting armored targets and stuff. But when you see them used against just assholes with AK-47s, it just like turns them into liquid. Like when they hit trees and like cover, it like melts it. It turns into goo. That so it's pretty nasty.
What's that one? Stinger, the pink one that like it's all the.
Oh, we haven't seen the Needler.
Needler, that's what it is.
I can't. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like this, so bloody and gory and like R-rated that the Needler's got to be terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's like a clean solder wound.
They like blood. Like one of the characters. After about 10 minutes in, there's a character who's completely drenched in blood, and she stays drenched in blood for the next 50 minutes. This is a bloody show, and I really appreciate that when you've got like super soldiers. And there's a good part in the beginning where there's characters talking about. They're rebels, right? There's the old crusty rebel, and there's the young, brand new rebel guy, and they're all playing poker around the table, and the young guy's talking about Spartans or something, and the old guy's like, "You ever seen a Spartan boy?" He's like, "I've seen Marines. I've seen Marines. Spartans worth 100 Marines." He's just like, he's talking about how they can't die. They're invincible. They're not even human. They're faster, smarter than you.
How many times did you watch the episode?
Once. Yeah, I watched it like an hour ago.
I watched it an hour ago.
Yeah.
We're an hour and 22 minutes into the show.
He's watching that shit like,
I am Master Chief.
While Woody was droning on about his wetsuit, I finished up Halo.
What I'm seeing now is just
what I meant was an hour before we began here. However, I highly recommend it. Do whatever you got to do to watch it. Steal it. Get on Paramount Plus, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if whenever they do a big thing like this, often the first episode, they're like, hey, everybody, look, episode. They'll throw up somewhere for free. I'm surprised that it's not. If it's not,
it makes sense.
But
especially get on Plex, Kyle. I know he tried to reach out to you. There was a little effort there.
I'll try harder to like connect with him. Maybe there's a message I need to go back to or something like that I missed. But that'd be cool because I do pay a lot. But no, I don't mind paying for this because so far so good.
Talking about these shows. Okay, so I'm gonna totally 180. Well, not totally 180. I had that strong position of like I will not watch the new Lord of the Rings show because they only purchased the rights to the Lord of the Rings story. They didn't even buy rights to like the old ages, so they're not gonna follow like the Silmarillion, and they're just gonna be like making shit up from whole cloth. Yeah, and that really turns me off. I didn't like that, and so I was like, I'm not fucking watching this. I saw a trailer for it on Twitter. And it looked kind of cool.
I didn't see this trailer, but I'm excited that it got you like that. If you're like, should I watch the trailer?
Trailers have bamboozled everyone. You never know, but I watched it, and the way they portrayed Rivendell, fucking to a T. I was like, I like that. I like that. Respecting Rivendell. Good. I'm not looking forward to the whole cloth made up stuff, but I'll give it a go. I hope it's good. I really want a Lord of the Rings show that I love. That would be sick.
I'm a huge Halo fan, and I watched the TV show, and there were things where I was like, whoa, that was really fucking cool. And then there was lots of things where I was like, that was like the dumbest, shittiest thing you could have possibly done, and you just did it confidently too.
From what I saw, like, when it first came out, or I think Kyle watched an episode or two and was like, it's actually pretty good. And then I saw the entire internet sour on it. At least like I saw the Halo Infinite or whatever the fuck, not the Infinite, Halo, the TV show, whatever, trending. And I clicked and it was all people like, that's not what Master Chief would do. And I don't fucking know what Master
I
Chief
watched
would
the
do,
first two episodes and
it.
I was into it because I liked the gore and the violence. I liked that they were like, there were some annoying fucking kids, and they immediately murdered them like violently.
Loved it. Yeah, they made the weapons. They made the weapons look cooler than the game.
And then
that's what you have to do, kind of.
They had that little fight scene and everything at the compound, and I was like, all right, you got me. I like the sound effects. I like how OP the Spartans seem to be. Some of this is a little wonky, it's not perfect, but okay. And then the second episode, but by the third or fourth, and then he's naked and his helmet's always off. And
and I said that too. I was like, I bet you he's gonna have his helmet off halfway through the season. First episode, helmet's off. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, this means like he's not gonna be in the suit, is he? We're gonna have like full things, and then you get like a full fight scene where he's like in his pajamas. And I was like, that's why you wear the suit all the time, idiot. Like, don't you hate it when you play a game and you kick ass the entire time? Then the character you've been playing as the whole time, it's a cutscene. So you're like, okay, you're watching. And he gets like captured in the dumbest fucking way. And you get this feeling where like, bro, I was killing it. Why'd you take control away from me?
Yeah,
you're gonna get caught like that.
I would have never been caught like that. I'd have gunned them down as soon as they came in.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm watching
it'll be like
a whole episode. I'm like, bro, put on your robot suit. Like literally, put it on. Everyone you're talking to is wearing their robot suits. You know they're mad at you.
Dude, there were missions in like I think like Borderlands 2. They had missions like that where you'd have your guy just loaded to the gills with every powerful gun, and then there'd be a cut scene where he'd be like drinking at a bar, like talking to Moxie or whoever, and it's like, oh no, he's like just wearing his t-shirt. It's about to cut back and make me fight someone with nothing. God damn it. Like, I don't even have a chest to store this. Like, why would you steal this from me? You are so right. I never realized how much I hated this in games until now.
That,
where you play and you build and you construct this character, and then out of nowhere there's a cutscene where all of your shit disappears, and some loser who you would have absolutely dominated 2 seconds ago gets the upper hand on you.
They did that in Skyrim with something where like I think you have to sneak into some place or something like that.
It's a palace. Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want to be a member of the Dark Brotherhood? I'm British now, by the way. You want to be a member of the Dark Brotherhood? You got to get in there and steal it. Thing about that is, we need you to dress up." And it's
Dress
like,
up
you
as a
realize that
partygoer,
I
and
am
it's like,
the president of Skyrim at this point.
just let me go in there and fucking kill everybody.
Bro,
Yeah.
And then
that
so I got the
always-
Archmage robes on. I'm the king of the Assassin's Guild. I'm already like second in command for the
always
Thieves Guild.
bothered me too. Is that like you fucking you're the Dragonborn. You literally slayed a dragon. You like turn around and like bump into someone, and they're like, "Stop! You've broken the law." And you're like, "Dude, I literally just killed a dragon. You know I could vanquish you."
They should be like, "Oh, sorry, my lord, I didn't recognize you under your." Oh Lord, you were wearing the head of an ogre. I did not recognize you first.
I just actually.
Here's my money, sir.
I
so
know you
funny.
play. I know you like Borderlands. I actually ended up picking up Tiny Tina. 'Cause I never. I played Borderlands 1, 2, and 3, and I never finished a Borderlands. I finished the Telltale game one, but I always these looter shooters. They always lose me at a certain point. I'm like, fuck off with
Dude,
this.
do you play
1 and 2 were
Tarkov?
so good.
You play Tarkov?
What's Tarkov? How do you play?
Video game adaptations are weird, right? Because you want to maintain your installed audience. You don't want to piss them off because the property is clearly not going to be big enough just to make new Halo fans. I don't know how Halo's staying on the air. They say it got good ratings, and I heard
it's great. It was so much fun, so much better, dude. But I listen. This is actually a great thing that's happened for me. I invested so much emotionally. Exactly. I invested so much emotionally into Star Wars, and I do love Star Wars, and I'll always love Star Wars. But I was so caught up that when the new trilogy came out, had the new trilogy hit, I would probably be a Star Wars YouTuber today. That's how much it was. Like it was, and I put so much, and then decisions that were made by people that didn't care as much as I did resulted in me having these scars that still haven't quite healed. So I'm never again going to put my emotion into other people's hands for decisions that they'll make ever again. Now, the down part is my hype ceiling will never reach as high as it was episode 7, 8, 9 and all that. I'll never get excited anymore like I once did, but I'll never be annoyed when they do shit now. So if they're like, oh, they're making they're doing a Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, but except the Ninja Turtles wear the Power Ranger suits and all the Power Rangers are gay Jews. I'd be like, whatever, let them take a crack at it. I'm not mad. I'm not like, oh, I'm not protective of my shit anymore. Do whatever you want. And once I let go of that, and I'll tell you, for me and Halo, this shit, I read all the books. I loved Halo. Halo took up like 30% of my personality for 8 years. So it was like my number one video game franchise. But because I went through the shit with Star Wars, by the time Halo came around, I put it on. I was like, watch this. He's going to have his fucking helmet off, wearing a turtleneck, fighting at some point. Come episode 2, I was like, holy shit, I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. But there he is, fucking a Covenant human. What is happening? If it were the old days, I'd be furious at this. But now when decisions made are bad decisions, that's a laugh for me. Now I laugh at that moment. And when I put that aside, now I watch Halo Season 2, some things happen, I'm like, yeah, that's weird. Or I'll look back at something from season 1 that they have to continue doing. I'm like, yeah, that was dumb. But the action's great. These scenes are fun.
If they want to succeed in like the video game world, like or adapting any old IP, like they have to stay somewhat true to it. Because like the Lord of the Rings show is a good example. That show flopped. Like it didn't do well.
They're making another season.
They're making another season because they were already bought in, but it doesn't matter. It did poorly. I'm looking at an article right now that only 37% of the people who started the series on the first episode finished the first season because it was just
I didn't finish
it was just a ridiculous nonsense adaptation.
I didn't begin out of protest.
And I didn't begin out of protest either. I'm like, no, we're not fucking watching your woke Lord of the Rings. I want Tolkien. I want from his lips to the screen. That's what I want. Just like Peter Jackson did, a very good representation of Lord of the Rings. Well, for the most part, he really did. Like
you can make alterations
that
without. They're upsetting alterations that you can make, though. They're pandering alterations that you can make, and those
they
like,
made Galadriel some like warrior princess. It's like that's not they're in like this girl power thing. They're trying to take what Galadriel's actual power was, which was like being a strong, like someone in tune with magic and whatnot, and minimizing that and making her power just a male kind of power, swinging swords and fighting. And that's not what that character is. And so Lord of the Rings failed and will be canceled after whatever the current contract they have is, because they didn't remain true to it. And there aren't enough people who aren't already into Lord of the Rings that want desperately to get into it that it can support that. Like, no one, like people who weren't familiar with Lord of the Rings who like girl power movies aren't going to watch that whole series because they're not into that world. You know, like it needs to be a good adaptation for existing fans in order for it to be successful.
At this point, like I don't know, if you're going to tell like a long story or something like that, I always want a series over a movie.
Same, yeah.
Like something like this Halo series, I haven't caught up on it. I'm only 2 episodes in, but what I've seen, I've liked. I know a lot of people had a meltdown because Master Chief took his helmet off, but I haven't given a shit about what they do to Master Chief since they made Halo. Anything after Halo 3, really. I don't know. I like that self-contained trilogy of the first 3 games. And I haven't touched Halo since then, so I don't even know what they've done.
Infinite was a fun game. The single player was fun. It was like the first time they did open world stuff. So it was kind of more like the Far Cry kind of Far Cry gets a little repetitive though. This is thankfully a little bit better than that. But yeah, if you haven't played the new one, Infinite is good.
I have not. No, I haven't played since Halo 3. Like I said, I really like the storyline. I don't know. I always thought that would make a really good movie. But I like that they've made the TV show. It's nice that they've made something, but I don't know. I want to see like the story of the Halo 1, 2, and 3, like that story of getting the Halo rings and the Arbiter and all of that stuff. Gears 2. I remember like 12 years ago, them talking about that. Maybe they were just making a joke on the internet about how they would cast a Gears of War movie.
Batista, right?
And maybe Bautista would look really good at it. But I remember back then they had John Travolta as Marcus Phoenix.
What? Batista has come out and said he really wants to play him. So,
he's got a big fucking melon, and that's what you need to play that role.
He said he wants to play Bane too, which would be. I think he's actually pretty fucking decent as an actor.
I do too. So, what's his name as well from Peacekeeper?
John Cena. Yeah,
big fan of John. That guy can act as well.
That show kind of blew me away. I was so surprised. Like I wasn't really like. I was like, oh, whatever, you know. But it ended up being like surprisingly heartfelt.
I only watched it because Kyle sold it, and it was really good. I actually liked how dirty it was. Like I don't know. I guess I pictured John Cena as squeaky clean, and I think of DC as generally pretty clean too. And by the second episode, he's picking up some chick in a bar and fucking her doggy style over the bathroom sink. Yeah. And, it was like, not squeaky clean.
Yeah. Yeah. That scene where he's in his like whitey tighties and he's singing that Choir Boys song.
Into a vibrator?
Into a Hitachi wand. Yeah. Like, that's an amazing scene. I've shown that show to so many people and every one of them has gone on to be like, yeah, everybody at my work watches it now. Like anytime somebody gets exposed to it, they generally react positively because it's just fun.
I love the Halo show. I'm a huge Halo fan. I literally have so much Halo toys. I read all the books. It's maybe one of my favorite franchises ever. And I watched episode 1 and they're like, it's not going to be the video game. And I'm like, you know what? I am a huge Star Wars fan. I'm done getting mad about shit. If I don't like it, whatever, but Halo, it's like gory. And I didn't expect that. And they made the Spartans like fucking badass scary. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like at any second, like these Spartans will literally looks like they'll kill like 400 humans. Like there's not like they really like the whole buying into the humans part of Halo was always interesting to me. Like I always dreamt of like a Master Chief game where the Spartans were initially made before they were meant to fight the aliens. They were fighting like insurrectionists. I was like, I want to play that game. I want to be a fucking Spartan and I want to murder like literally 500 humans. I want to fuck humans up. I want to feel the bullets pepper me and I want to just fucking blast them all. But like I'm watching the show and the Spartans are like, they've just made them like godly in a way, but not heroically godly, like in a video game simple. It's like kind of weird. And they made some decisions in Halo that I laughed at hysterically. Like they made some choices that I was just like, I can't believe they did that, but whatever. We're having a good time.
What did you not like?
I'll say this about episode 2. The thing that really like came out of nowhere for me was when that chick just got naked.
Wait, I didn't see that episode. She got naked?
Well, you don't know what you're talking about.
But you saw tits?
I think I saw some.
Did you see tits? Did you see tits?
It was really more about her ass, I think.
I'm getting ass in Halo? Okay.
You haven't seen episode 2?
No, not yet. It just came out today. I was driving. I'm excited.
They show ass and not tits. Right. What is it, 1986? Like, that's ridiculous.
Simmer down.
Wait, what would you prefer?
Simmer down. I don't remember even.
Ass and tits.
There wasn't even like.
Can't beat that.
There's not even ass crack in Lord of the Rings. I don't want to hear anything from you. No, I watched episode 2.
You don't watch Lord of the Rings to beat off.
No spoilers or anything.
Speak
but like,
yourself.
I don't feel like
fox.
I don't feel like much happened. Much didn't happen in episode 2. The pieces on the board like moved around a little bit, but we didn't really learn a ton more. It was just I don't know.
Filler episode.
I think the first episode kind of shook the snow globe, and the second episode kind of let everything settle.
Oh yeah, and in the first episode, I like spoilers. He just like takes his helmet off, which I knew he was gonna do. Yeah, but doing it like in the first episode like made me laugh so hard because he takes it off and it's like a guy. He looks like Kyle almost, and he's just there, and you're like, "That's it. You got a haircut this week." Like I'm looking at him like, "You got a haircut. You're not like you don't have like some weird bald mutant head because you're always wearing the helmet. You got like a haircut, and you're like
crew cut.
You got."
And then he was like, he looked at her, and he was like, "Strap in." And I was like, Master Chief saying strap in was so funny to me also. Like, it's like, where we're going, we don't need roads. It was such a weird, like, movie line coming from him. And he made a joke that he's like a robot. He eats nuts and bolts, which was also weird. But I laughed at all this because I'm like, I can't believe they're doing this. But I'm just so used to people doing like.
In the next episode, you'll get more of his, like, non-sense of humor. Like being made fun of, but not in a cringy way, in a cool way. Because he is like super stuck up, like he's stiff.
Yeah.
And you get I think that the UNC is the bad guys. They're definitely not the good guys. If there is a good guy, it's Master Chief, and maybe the Resistance, the planets that want to be free. But if you ask me. Like we're introduced to a bad guy in the second episode, and he's like blowing people's brains out because they don't want to get on board with the program. But honestly, in this situation, don't we need to be shooting people in the head if they don't want to get on board with the program? Because there's literally an alien race coming to exterminate us, and like their main goal, like because we've played the games, we know, is to exterminate all life. And these people are bitching about like. Not getting paid for their deuterium and having like representative governments. It's like
they're like, what's the point of saving humanity if we're going to lose our own humanity along the way?
Yeah, fuck that.
I think that's a quote. No. I think she literally said that.
And I don't know what they're wanting me to think, like as a viewer, but I think that it's some commie shit or something. That's the only thing that's annoying me about the show. It's like. No, you're not going to convince me that like the UNSC are the bad guys because they want to make sure they have plenty of fuel to fight the Covenant. And if that means they've got to like kick the shit out of the people who rightly own the fuel, those people need to know that's the fuel keeping all of humanity alive. This isn't
I like Spartans as bad guys. I like the Spartans as bad guys.
Yeah.
Like they kind of looked really
edgy.
Scary in the first episode there, and they had that moment where they like kind of turned to face the Marines, and I was like, that's so fucking sick. I was like, that's so sick to me. Like just some I need things to be kind of fucked up to like mean something to me. Did you guys see the movie Titan? It's French, means like titanium, but it's called Titan. It's about this girl who she just gets into an accident. It's not what I'm saying it's about. It's not about that, but it's a great movie. It's on Amazon Prime. I watched it like 5 times. It's like my favorite movie this year. It's so fucking weird. If you don't like it, I understand. But if you do like it, it's like I really liked it. she gets into an accident, like a car accident, gets like titanium put in her head. She has like a love affair with like a car. Everything I'm saying is way worse than it is. It's a really I just don't want to forget to tell you guys, but like Amazon Prime Titan is there. It's French with subtitles. I loved it. It played in one movie theater in North America, which was in Montreal, and that never happens. Montreal never gets shit like that, so I watched it. And if you're gonna watch the trailer, it's not gonna do you any good. The trailer isn't gonna capture it. Watching it, putting it on, and watching like the first 3 scenes, 4 scenes, 5 scenes, they all go into each other. It's paced really well. It's fucking weird. It's something. I had to say that before I forgot. It's really important that really important that when I'm back here in 2 months, I can be like, "Did you guys watch it? Did you watch
How do you
it?"
spell it? Just
I mean, if I don't get knocked out by a game grump, that is.
But I'm looking forward to a new video game or an old video game.
Halo's free. That's a new game and an old game in one, and it's free.
How do you like it?
I fucking love it. I'll tell you why I love it. It's like it feels like the old days. It feels like Halo 3 in the best way, or whatever your best. Like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I remember something how it is. And you're like, oh, that's not how I remembered it. I remembered it different from how it really was. This plays like how you remembered Halo being. It's obviously optimized in some ways, and they wanted to release it last year and they didn't. It came out this year. So it's super polished.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Battlefield's out. I'm not here talking about Battlefield because
I've heard bad things.
Expensive and not all good things. But I'm telling you, Halo is so good. I really think it's awesome.
I've seen some footage, guys. No, I've seen some footage. It looks fun. I definitely want to play the campaign. Does it matter that I haven't played like the last couple of Halos as far as the campaign goes? You think?
It's Halo 3, right?
No.
Cool.
Who cares?
I'm kind of annoyed that they kept going with the story anyway, because it really just wrapped a bow on itself in Halo 3.
With what?
But, the story, like Master Chief's story. I felt like it was ended in Halo 3.
Oh, yeah, me too. And then in Halo 4, they did a thing with Cortana that I was like, oh, okay, that's a good way to end it. Then Halo 5, I was like, don't do this. But now where they go with this one, like I always liked the enemy in this one. It's the Banished.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I hate these. I hate fucking shooting robots in video games. I can't describe it. I just need to feel like this game, I'm taking a soul from something.
It needs to
I don't want to break something. Yeah, I don't want to break something. I want to kill something.
Yeah. And I want it to hurt.
Oh, and not to knock on Battlefield, because it's not all bad. Like, if you look at this link I just sent you right now, this is from the new Battlefield. Tell me this isn't fucking awesome. Tell me this isn't awesome. This is from the new Battlefield.
Is this single player or multiplayer?
Includes modes from Battlefield 3 and from Bad Company.
This is single player,
so you've
right?
probably played this 11, 12 years ago. But it just, what I like about this is like, it reminds me of like when you used to play with like on the US, like on the Americans, their fucking lines. They were like, I'm getting fucked in the ass over here. Ammo! What the fuck? And it was like so good. And now you play Battlefield and they're like, bitch, you can't hit me, or like some shit. And I can't stand it. I don't really like the decisions they made. And then I look at this Battlefield 3 clip, which is in Battlefield 2042, and I look at this, I'm like, you fucking idiots.
This looks
all
great.
We wanted was some shit like this. You already had things that were fixed years ago, but you want to be like Valorant and Overwatch and Call of Duty. You want to make all the money like Halo. I get it. People complain about the progression and unlocking shit. The game's free. So shut the fuck up. It's free. Be a default badass. I think it's pretty cool when people have the default skin and kill it in the game. It's a statement in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But like Battlefield, you don't get to charge people $125 for the fucking game. And the best part about the game is playing the mode where the game is just 12 years old. And I look at it, I'm like, this is awesome. This looks great. I love how this plays. But they just made decisions, man. Big money decisions.
I always thought of Battlefield as like the more adult of the shooters. Like Call of Duty seemed like it was for like 13 or 14 or 15-year-olds, but Battlefield seemed like it was more for like young adults, like I don't know, 18, 20-year-olds or something like that.
Call of Duty booted up, you're going to get a kill. You will get a kill in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I don't think even Halo, like a lucky grenade maybe or something.
For sure.
But like Battlefield was just like, bro, shooting these guns are gonna suck. Like you have to.
You know what else
factor in
was
the
really
wind.
hard? Gears. I was so shitty at Gears that I had to stop playing. It was like this isn't fun ever. Like even if like I bet if I went and played COD now, like it'd be a little rough, but eventually we get in the swing of it. We'd win some games. I've never been any good at Gears. I was always so awful at Gears that it was embarrassing.
I think Gold Glove was a Gears specialist.
Like those guys who could pop heads, who could use that
people
fucking
did the
sniper
nose-
rifle.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god!
You like roll at them and they shoot your head off. You're like, what the fuck?
And they would time the shot. It was like you were upside down when you pulled the trigger. Like
getting two-pieced or headshot in Gears was just very embarrassing as well. Like I don't get hurt in games. Like I get it. People are good. You have your game sometimes, but Gears, it was like pop and like blood everywhere and your stupid character models there.
Stomps they added in like maybe Gears 3. Like they had the finishing moves where you'd like flip the guy over and fucking stomp his face
and keep punching his head over and over again for like a minute.
It was brutal as fuck. And I love the like Gears again, the trilogy of the story, like the single player thing. But goddamn, I was pitiful at that.
But didn't I play the Halo portal shooting game with you guys? Didn't we play that?
Yeah.
See, you guys, but Taylor fucking ripped that up. That's why Taylor, you have to install Halo. You have to.
You need to play Halo.
You played the portal shooting game one. I remember you were doing so well. I was like, this fucking idiot's a fucking liar, bro. He's out here gaming. You were like 15-2 or something.
I'm a natural at that one. That one was funny. We were playing.
It's like a Halo portal game. Oh, Splitgate.
We were playing Splitgate, and like Kyle and a couple other people were like, "We're pretty good at this," and I joined. And I swear to God, I had the best kill death over 4 games. I was dominating, and all it was that like I was hyper conservative, and I would kind of guard the base. And that was it. Like you see somebody pop down, just
and he was doing it, bro. That's why you got to get Halo.
I was so fucking bad. Like we had practiced the day before, like me and Finster.
Yeah, but also everyone was harassing you about your 6-pack and stuff. You were answering a lot of questions then.
No matter how bad you are at Splitgate, you're still jacked.
Yeah, you instantly were like, I got a 6-pack now, you fucking nerds.
I did not say
gamer
that.
Bitches.
No, that's literally what he said. Harley's right.
Yeah,
I threatened to beat up a guy too.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kill you.
No, but I was legitimately awful at it when we were actually streaming. It was embarrassing. But like the day before, like I'll say this, I had played well enough the day before that I felt comfortable streaming the game. And then I played poorly enough when we streamed the game that I've never played the game again. But the day before it was like, okay, like I break even most of the time. I go negative occasionally. And sometimes I do really well. This'll work. And it didn't go like that when I was streaming at all. It was real bad. It's a good game though. It's an interesting concept. I like the portal shit with the portals and everything.
I liked playing Portal 2 with you on our stream.
I didn't really like that.
We started off very slow, but we started getting the groove.
Yeah. I think I was fucked up when we were doing that. I might have been drunk or something. I don't even know. I hated that. I didn't hate it as much as when we played
in the afternoon.
Well, if I'm streaming, what time? What does the clock? Does it tell me when and what to do?
That's true. That was like your 10 p.m.
He's got his version of what 3 p.m. is, and I got mine. And he's a fucking machine.
Versions.
Yeah, he doesn't know what time zone I'm mentally in.
Yeah, he's mentally Japanese.
It's fucking Margaritaville over here. I do what I want. But yeah, I didn't like that, but I despised Borderlands. Borderlands was so.
I was blown away at how much you dislike Borderlands. I
fucking hated it. People are like, "When are you gonna stream with the PK?" I'm like, whenever they ask me. If it's not fucking Borderlands, bro,
don't worry, it won't be. I'll tell you what.
Like, just played the worst Borderlands.
The netcode was so weird, though. It was like lagging. It was weird.
Here's what we can do, though. Like, and this is an invitation to all of you or any of you, but that new Vermintide game, that's name I keep forgetting over and over, the 40K Vermintide game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fucking
great.
I
thought the same. I was afraid they were going to ruin another franchise the way the Halo thing just really didn't appeal to me. Maybe the first episode of Halo I liked a ton. I loved that it had the sound effects and the feel and the look, and then Master Chief like takes his helmet off and becomes a rebel. Then he takes his pants off.
He fucks a Covenant
and then he
human.
fucks.
What?
And then I'm like, all right, bro. I Master Chief is hanging dong. That is not the Master Chief I know. Okay, he hasn't even pulled that cod piece off and watered the fucking garden with Cortana's sexy ass in his head all the time. He's certainly not gonna bang some like, half traitor like monster messiah thing or whatever. So that upset me. So the Fallout thing, I came in with low expectations. I watched none of the trailers, and I agree with everything you said. Like you nailed it. The Last of Us thing is a story. It's a very on the rails narrative. So it's easy to adapt and give people what they want as long as you don't change too many things or cast poorly. But Fallout is a make your own story kind of thing. So I'm sure you and I both played New Vegas. Who won in your playthrough? You know, who did you side with?
I've played
it's always different.
Dozens of hours of every Fallout game.
Yeah.
I never beat a single one.
Oh, no.
It is the most sidetracked fucking game of all time. Like when I told you about my Fallout 3 character, that's where I stopped. Living in Tenpenny Tower, wearing a ghoul mask, eating people's bodies. That's where my game ended.
When you play games,
Going to find my dad
way,
never mattered anymore.
If I played Fallout, I would try to minimize the number of steps my character took.
I do that now. Now I'm like, if I want to beat this, like I can't get sidetracked because I was always a completionist at heart, and I just don't have the time anymore. Like I can't, but back then, like I never Fallout 4, also a ton of hours. Fallout New Vegas, a ton of hours. Never beat them.
I don't know if it's too early to change the topic, but there are 7 video game TV shows coming up. I'm kind of excited for some.
Which games? Do you have a list or anything?
Yeah,
I do. My wife actually brought it up as a show topic.
Yeah, I'm actually
shout out
curious.
Jackie.
So first one is BioShock. And these are, by the way, like greenlit. These are all.
Who's making them? Do you have that info?
What sucks for BioShock is my hopes are high now because of Fallout.
Yeah,
Like, and I hold those games like very high in my mind. So
BioShock is top tier of video game stories as well. Like it's very good.
So Netflix confirmed BioShock. So I know that one.
Okay.
Another one coming up, Gears of War. Netflix confirmed that one too, and it's officially in development. Another one.
Can we take a second, by the way?
Yes, please.
And cast that. Who are you putting as Marcus Phoenix?
John Travolta.
No,
No, that's not. If he was younger,
he's got to be Jack.
Fine.
Why
then
does
I'm
he have to be
casting.
Jack? Whoever it is, he's gonna.
Timothy
Look,
Chalamet as
Bautista-
Dom.
Because he's going to take the suit off sometime.
I need an assist. Kyle, do you know the actor who plays Jack Reacher?
I don't know his real name.
But then you know that guy would be interesting in that show.
It's just a head in a CGI suit. They're so big. They're gonna be in a suit. They're gonna be like
But
an Iron Man
Reacher
character.
could just be a guy in it. He's big enough. That guy.
So
a
you just need
natural
somebody
too.
with a big neck. You need like anybody with a big neck and a big head can play this character. I feel.
Batista.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bautista. Look,
I'm just thinking
wavering on
physically. He's got a big head. He's got a big neck. He's jacked.
He's got that wrinkly head thing though. It grosses
What's
me
he
out.
look like now, though?
My
Like,
buddy said and it's true. He says he always looks like he's upside down underwater. His face.
Kind of bubbly, yeah. The top of his head is really wrinkly and disgusting. I saw him in that Knives Out Glass Onion movie.
You
and-
like that meatball thing he's got going on?
oh, it's so it looks like a testicle. It looks like a cartoon testicle or
He's just
something.
really, really tan.
BioShock was
a lot
the
of
first game that I think I played where
That's Pitbull.
you sort of choose your own adventure. If people haven't played BioShock, you're this big, strong guy, Big Daddy, I think is your name, and there are these little girls. And if you
Wait, that's
save
BioShock
them,
2, isn't it?
Kyle
it's
knows.
not BioShock 1. There's no little
No,
girls
wait.
in BioShock.
BioShock
You're a-
there
you're a
are,
plane-
but you're a person.
You're a
Yeah.
plane crash victim who stumbles upon the light tower, and you swim in, and then you make contact with a character who's like, come on down, mate. Gotta use
But
your
you
help.
do have the sister thing in BioShock 1. You choose
Okay.
to harvest them or not, right? You choose to
Yeah,
harvest them.
that's where I was headed to.
Yeah.
If you harvest them, your character gets a little stronger from it. But if you don't harvest them, then they become kind of allies, and there's pros and cons to each. I wonder how the show will go.
Yeah.
Oh, they won't. Yeah, okay.
They better not harvest a single little sister in the
Yeah,
show.
that won't be.
That guy
won't be
better
it.
not.
They're not going to.
Anyone who harvested the little sisters was fucked up.
Yeah, they're not going to harvest any little sisters. They'll that won't be a repetitive. They'll probably drop that repetitive game mechanic, but
They're going to
BioShock is
do
just a cool
their
story.
whole story.
The ending
their
is
own.
great. The
Yeah,
ending
but
of
that's the
BioShock
thing. You
is
think
so
they're
good.
going to do a Last of Us scene for scene? What I want from it, I don't know if it would do the game, but what I want and all I need is I want before the Rapture, when BioShock was thriving, and I want that for pacing to be like countercut with what's going on now after, because
just like Fallout.
Because exactly, I want a lot of that before stuff, but I don't want to wait through 5 episodes to get to the last 5 where now it's BioShock. You know, I want them. I'm just happy I don't have to write that shit.
I agree. That works really well for something like this. That's essentially post-apocalyptic. You know, BioShock is its own kind of little apocalypse they've had down there. That'll be good. And Gears of War
was the next one.
I don't even know what the story in Gears of War is.
The Resonator.
There's locusts, and they're the monsters.
Yeah, there's monsters underground who come up and sort of cause an apocalypse, and they've used weapons of mass destruction against them and further destroyed the world. And there's a big twist ending about where the monsters actually came from, the Lambents or whatever. And it's probably all a big allegory for oil, like most video games are. But all that matters is you've got like 3 badass dudes fighting monsters, really 2. You know, but I would want the full cast. You'd want that. Who's the blonde guy? I want him in there.
I want you know who?
Coltrane, baby.
Coltrane, Bob Sapp. I've cast him.
Bob Sapp can't fucking act, would he?
But he's
Be the
big.
kid cool.
You know who plays Barrett, eh? John Cena. He's so funny. He's the funniest.
Dude,
Did you guys
John
see
Cena's
Ricky
one of my favorite
Stenicki?
actors right now.
Ricky Stenicki on Amazon Prime actually cracked me up. I have not seen it. I've not watched it's a movie, and I haven't watched like a 90-minute movie that makes me laugh 6 times.
Can you say
in
the name
decades?
again?
Ricky
what?
Stenicki.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. And John Bernthal as Dom.
Ricky. Okay.
No.
Dude, the next one, Borderlands.
I don't know how they're gonna do.
Why'd you
that
thumb
well.
that down, though? By the way, why'd you thumb that thumbs?
I just don't like it.
I thought they were doing a movie. Weren't they doing a movie?
Let me look more slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't like Borderlands.
It is
the
a
story is weird. It was like great at the time, and now you look back and you're like, this is like.
You know what? Borderlands got really lucky. I think it. Here's what happened. That game dropped at a time when World of War was just never as popular as COD 4. COD 4 was almost 2 years old, and at least my entire universe was kind of getting a little tired of COD 4. You know, call it like August or something. Borderlands drops before Modern Warfare 2, and there was this opening. It wasn't originally cell shaded. It just looked like a shitty game. And they did that cell shading thing, which no one had done before. And all of a sudden, graphics, it was like, you can't grade them on graphics. They weren't really trying. It was just a different thing.
Yeah.
And that Ain't No Rest for the Wicked sign, the opening, never heard a more perfect fit to get me like hyped for a video game like that. And somehow, and it worked on me, like a 6 or 7 out of 10 game became known as a 10 out of 10 when it really wasn't. But I liked Borderlands 1, I think, more than the rest of us.
Yeah, Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 were both awesome games. I had a ton of fun playing them, but even like as I was playing them, like I didn't find the attempts at humor weren't what kept me going in Borderlands. It was the random guns with fun and unique abilities that would just spawn, where it'd be like, oh, this one just like shoots chain lightning and it doesn't run out of ammo.
Borderlands 3 had like
that's what was
YouTubers or
fun.
something, like YouTube.
Borderlands
guys.
3 dropped the ball. I played a little bit of that and was like, this kind of
Charles, did you
real
play
bad.
all of them or just the one with me?
I don't remember. I really don't. I remember I played the one with you, and I think I played 3 with Harley. Maybe I don't know which one we played together, but I was.
Taylor played.
Yeah, we played briefly, and Kyle was like, "I'm not playing this."
Dude, Kyle
It was upsetting.
endured Borderlands for me as a gift. Thank you. And even I, like the hype guy who dragged us to play that game together, by the time it was over, I was like, I'm sorry. I thought it would be better.
Sometimes you show somebody a YouTube video, and you're like, "Dude, come on!" And you're just looking at him, waiting on him to laugh once, and you're just like, "Shit."
You had to be there stoned.
You didn't even
at 5
chuckle.
a.m.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You're just a polite smile the whole way through.
We'll see what Borderlands drops. The next one, I don't know. Maybe you do. Until Dawn, an interactive horror game.
I haven't heard of that.
It's a game that plays like Detroit Become Human, which if you've never played is so good.
Oh, a
or
long
Beyond
time
Two
ago.
Souls. It's the games where like it is a movie. You walk around, Jason, Heavy Rain. You never played Heavy Rain?
That's not my style.
It's it's like a point and click
Oh,
mixed
a
with
little
quick
bit.
time events mixed
Was
with
Heavy
like,
Rain just PlayStation?
PS4, I think, or PS3 even.
Yeah.
But the Until Dawn's fine. It's just going to be a horror movie. The game is just a horror movie, so I'm not excited about that.
So the next one, I also don't know this one. Horizon 2047. It's from the Horizon Zero Dawn franchise.
That's cool and very interesting. That's the game where you're a girl and you're like, it's thousands of years after the collapse of humanity. We're trying to build it up again on Earth, except there's robotic dinosaurs everywhere. What's going on? What happened? You uncover it. There's an interesting story behind it. So the name of this one sounds like it's the before thing, kind of like what I wanted with BioShock. And I'm making this all up in my head based on the title. That sounds interesting to me.
That one's
That game's
Netflix,
pretty
by
cool.
the way.
It's fun. That game already feels like a CW
I don't
show.
like that these are all Netflix.
I don't like Netflix. Netflix isn't going to do a good job.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I thought the League of Legends show was very good for a person who does not watch League of Legends at all. And
and I
Castlevania,
wonder-
but they're not real people.
I didn't know they made a show for League of Legends.
Where did we
Arcane,
just
right?
watch?
Arcane, I think it's called. It's fucking
Fallout.
great.
Was Fallout?
Prime.
Oh, you're right. So the next
Amazon.
one's
And
Alan
HBO
Wake.
did Last of Us. It was good.
There's two more. Alan Wake.
See,
AMC.
when I
is doing
play a
it.
game that's exactly like a movie on so many levels, but it has this aspect of a game that makes it extra interesting, I can't get excited for the show really. Like Alan Wake, like I love that game, but I'm not like, oh, I want to watch the show. The game's like a show, except you could play it also. Like BioShock, that I'm like, how are you going to translate Rapture to a TV show? That's interesting. Or Fallout, it's interesting to see some of these come to life being inside a vault.
Fallout's a series where Fallout is more of a setting than a story.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it lends itself to infinite seasons and spin-offs. You could, if it keeps doing well, 5 years from now, there will be like Fallout Atlanta, Fallout.
Or you can do Fallout same place 300 years after. Like there's so many.
You just bounce around the timeline too. This is like 15 or 20 years after 4, I think. I saw a timeline somewhere, and then Todd Howard had some statements on the timeline today. I think on Twitter.
Statements.
What was he talking about? He didn't like the show?
Well, he created it.
I thought he created the game.
He did that too.
Oh,
He would
okay.
never tell you he didn't like something. About something he created, by the way.
He's one of those guys with the tiny, futuristic microphone who stands on stage and goes, "Fallout." It just works, and he has those big
Get a
he's
shirt
that
tucked
guy.
into jeans.
Probably.
Yeah, but definitely brown leather jacket on top
But
of it.
he sort of clarified the timeline a little bit, because I think when some people saw there's a chalkboard at one point that Goosey is looking at, and some people misunderstood the chalkboard of the timeline, because it says like Shady Sands and then an arrow to a nuclear explosion, and I don't know. I think some people online were misreading it and then thinking they had broken lore. They did break lore a little bit here and
Shady
there,
Sands in the game.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
It almost
You
certainly
think it is? All right. Was it last game? Huge, but I've never played it. God of War.
That'd be fun.
Ooh, who's making it?
Oh, stand by. Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's going to play Kratos? I want Jason Statham.
Timothy Chalamet.
Ooh.
Jason Statham isn't jacked enough.
He could be.
He could be. You're trying to drag me into
Yeah, they
You
don't
want,
have
it to
any
sound like
casting.
you want Kratos to sound like Elvis at all? Because
What about the
Austin
guy who
Butler would be
played-
great.
Remember the guy who played Ragnar in Vikings? Like, that guy looks like him. He's a little old now, though. I
Okay,
guess.
that's actually pretty
How about
good.
that UFC fighter from UFC 300 with the red shorts, the Viking dude? Oh, with the samurai dude.
Oh, Yuri
Honestly, I think
Prohaska.
Kratos should be black.
No.
You're painting him white
How
anyways.
woke of you.
Nah, he's got to be Greek, and he's got to have a tenuous grasp of English.
I'm actually with you on this. I
He's got
think,
to be fully Greek.
I think you're right. I think Kratos should. Well, he's voiced by that big, giant, blackish colored man. I don't know what
Darth
he is.
Vader it.
Darth Vader. Wait, what do you want to do here? You want to use a black voice on a white man?
That's what they did. Wait.
It is. You're correct.
It is.
It's
Darth
Vader,
yeah.
Vadering it. I'm just clarifying. All right. So Jason Statham, but with Jamie Foxx's voice.
Yeah,
What about
there you go.
Morgan Freeman's voice?
No, get that. I don't know if you guys saw Halo season
He is
2,
a
but
guy.
the gay blind Spartan.
Goose.
The gay blind Spartan. He's like albino black guy. Just that type of vibe would be great. Like a white black man.
A white
A black man with white skin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, an albino
just-
black man. An African albino.
Yeah. They're tough to come by.
Pink eyes.
Yeah, we also need it to be an actor and very jacked.
It has to be Jack. Has to be an actor. Has to be
Dude, I
a
have to
black
do the
albino
show. There's no
African who's
time.
Greek.
Maybe we can.
They shouldn't
infect
let
one-
us cast this.
Can you infect someone with that?
We'd all be starring.
No, I'm
No.
Kratos.
Whoever
God
it
of
is,
War
they're going to
can
have
infect them.
makeup on. They have to
Yeah.
have makeup on for the most of it because
yeah.
tons.
It can't be a black guy then, because I will not abide whiteface. My
Isn't
culture is not a
Kratos-
costume.
Kratos' kid in it? Because I just think
Later
it's
on.
hilarious to cast Taylor as like a 9-year-old.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Just a giant 9-year-old. Bo.
Yeah.
I remember getting the Halo 2 limited edition of Halo 2, and it came with the manual, but they didn't reveal that you play as the Covenant also in Halo 2. So when you get
Yeah.
the limited edition of the game, the regular manual, which is like written as if you're a human and explaining to you all the things in the game, the Halo 2 limited edition is written as if you're a Covenant. So it's kind of like downplaying all the elements that are human and upplaying all the alien parts reverse to the humans, where the humans will be like, oh God, the elites, they're fucking so crazy. They'll just stomp all of us up, make sure you focus fire on. Whereas like in the alien book, it'll be like the Sangheili, the most prosperous and advanced warrior or whatever. But the whole point of it being that they're looking at all the human guns and they're like, bullshit gun, trash gun, this is stupid, what a fucking old school. And then they get to the shotgun and they're like, hold up. Even though it's the oldest style of shooting a gun that we've stopped using like thousands of years ago, do not go near this thing. It will fuck you up.